Marhaba, this is the Arab Gamer, gaming from the Arab world. Today's topic may be a bit sensitive to some viewers. I mean, it's piracy, it's bound to create some flame wars here and there. But you know what? Piracy is a big deal, especially here in the Arab world, and well, might as well talk about it now.
The thing a lot of people get wrong is the definition of piracy by claiming it's stealing. Piracy isn't stealing, it's copyright infringement, which means copying something without the owner's permission. Now you can debate this all you want, saying that it's lost potential sales, blah blah blah. I'm not really going to go into detail of whether it's right or wrong here, but what I will tell you is how it shaped the gaming industry in the Arab world and how it can be a good thing.
As mentioned in my previous episode, games here were expensive, ranging from $50 to $100 per title. This of course meant that a lot of parents were skeptical and not sure if gaming was really worth the investment. And well, that also disappointed a lot of kids because they would feel they'd only end up being spectators and never truly be a part of gaming.
And that's where piracy comes into play. Piracy gave many people around the world, especially in the Arab world, the opportunity to play video games. No longer would you have to worry about what game to buy for the next month or year. Instead, now you can actually get 5 games for 10th the original price. This obviously increased the number of gamers in the region by a large margin.
Not to mention that it's relatively easy to find pirated games here.
PS3?
Sorry?
Hack PS3?
Only 3.5 by Angular.
3.5 يعني version 3.5 بتسوون كم حق اللعبة حق الستور؟
One game, one dinar.
One game, one dinar. Okay.
But the program 10 dinar with full games.
Okay.
See, what did I tell you? Easy!
Now there were a ton of awesome games that were only available in certain regions. The only way to play these games was to have a console that matched the same region. Of course, no one in their right mind would buy 2 of the same consoles just because one offered a different region, unless you're some super hardcore collector with a lot of cash, which sadly a lot of us aren't.
By overcoming the wrath of region codes, piracy allowed gamers to even play more games than the average consumer could.
Modded console users were not held back by region codes. This led to the discovery of many games, some of which are considered strange and obscure classics.
You know, Pepsi Man was an awesome game. I mean, it's just stupid and pointless fun. Like, who wouldn't want to be a man wearing tights, running randomly into people's houses, and just providing Pepsi? And you know what? This would make a great Connect game.
One of my personal favorite games of all time has to be Ace Combat 3 Electrosphere. The Japanese version had 2 discs, amazing anime cutscenes done by Production IG, and a story that mimics Ghost in the Shell with 5 multiple endings. Sadly, the US version bombed because it got rid of all the anime cutscenes, making the story disconnected. It also narrowed down the missions and endings. Poor Americans. Piracy also opened up the modding community to console gamers, allowing them to create user-generated content to put in their games. The most notable example has to be the Winning 11 series. This game was so popular in the Arab world that a group of Arab developers, largely from Saudi, translated most of the game into Arabic.
Keep in mind that you can't get a legit copy of this version. That means the modders depended heavily on chipped users to run their games. Of course, there are many disadvantages of having a pirated copy. such as not being able to play online and most notably disk read errors. I mean, getting a game to run properly can sometimes feel like disarming a bomb. Yes! Yes! That worked! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Yeah! Ah, yes! Yes! TV. Fuck! You so why?
So why do people pirate in the first place? Why go through so many lengths just to play some games? Maybe because games are awesome and there's so many titles and so many consoles that, well, there's no way to experience all of them without pirating. Or maybe because it's free. Or maybe it's because companies tend to screw us over with DRM re-releases, online passes, and never actually bother finishing or localizing games that we really want to play. Maybe.
I guess I'm being a bit unfair here. I mean, a lot of these developers, especially indie developers, work really hard just to produce the games we all love and play. And as a person who studied game development, I can tell you, making a good game, it's not easy. And at the end of the day, it's a business, not a charity. And a business without money is no business. Think of it like this. If they were to release Metal Gear Solid 5 and no one bought it, the chances of a Metal Gear Solid 6 are unlikely to happen. Don't believe me? Just look at Call of Duty and the amount of games that it has influenced. While piracy isn't exactly fair, I don't think it's killing the gaming industry at all. In fact, I think it helps it in creating more gamers around the world who will eventually end up buying into gaming. While there are free demos, I mean, I don't think they justify the game at all by showing us the best part. And no, we don't have a game renting system here at all. You know, I remember when I played a pirated copy of Final Fantasy VII. Back then I didn't care about RPGs and I wouldn't have invested money into something I didn't care about. But when I played it, I loved it so much that I just had to go and buy it. I had to own this game. It was like a masterpiece to me. I just ended up falling in love with Final Fantasy. Up until 13, I kept buying each and every one. And it all started with this game. I mean, just ask yourself this question. Would gaming be this big if it wasn't for piracy? I'm not saying we should all go out and pirate games. Hell no. I really think the developers, they deserve all the support they can get. But I'm just trying to say that piracy can be a good thing. In my next episode, I'll be discussing my personal hatred with Regions and why I think it's killing the gaming industry. This is the Arab Gamer, gaming from the Arab world. Yazis.